guys, welcome back. It's Josh with the Financial Advisor Car Guy. This week you're gonna see my garage is an absolute disaster, and it's for good reason. I am redoing the lighting in my garage. Up on the ceiling, these little LED light bars have been sufficient to this point, but I am ready for an upgrade. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and, as you can see, all the cars are moved out. I've got some random storage stuff. You see a kayak and a bike and stuff. Kind of moving everything to the center of the garage. And what I'm gonna do is actually paint the ceiling. You can see like these white strips right above me here. That was the old garage door opener. And if you remember a couple years ago now, I got my new garage door up and on, and it's there's no motor on the ceiling. It's actually this black box right here. So I've not ever touched up the ceiling. The ceiling was actually a really crappy paint job to begin with. You can kind of see, very blotchy. I basically had a 5-gallon bucket of paint to work with, did my walls, which are actually gonna get touched up the same time I repaint my ceiling. And I basically just made it stretch. We were running out of time. I can't remember if I was racing the weather or what the situation was, but basically I stretched the paint on the ceiling a little bit too thin. And then having things like this, you know, obviously have been an eyesore to me. Most people don't see my garage other than maybe you guys once a week. And even then it's a very specific section of the wall or whatever it is that you're seeing anyway. So yeah, I am excited for this project. It is a gross and stormy day outside, as you can see up by the sky. So this is a great day to spend out here. I've got my heaters on. I've got 2 of these in here. And I'm just gonna start moving stuff into the center of the room and then painting. So I'll keep you guys up to date, but I'm gonna show you guys the lighting here probably at the end of the video. I don't think this is gonna be a super long episode, really. There's not much to it. You guys know how to paint. I'm not gonna teach you, but basically the ceiling is going to get a fresh coat and then new light fixtures are going to get installed. So stay tuned. All right, guys, we are officially, I guess we're now about 48 hours later. I painted my garage. That video I started on a Saturday early afternoon. Here we are Monday. I actually finished it yesterday, but forgot to shoot this video. So it was Super Bowl Sunday. I was out here. I've got a TV over here, and I actually watched the game while I was painting, and I'm pretty pleased with the results. Now, it's funny because on camera now I can see these lines didn't vanish. But in real life, I can look up there. I guess I can kind of see them depending on the lighting and stuff. But for the most part, see, they kind of vanish as I walk over here. It's purely the angle. So that's fine. But I mean, I'm really pleased. The black went on okay. I had to give it a couple of coats. I mean, as you can see, there might be some lighter areas or some, I mean, really just lighter areas, shadows and things. Here's my power. So I did leave these lights just kind of hanging. They're very loosely hanging because I wasn't sure exactly how much light I'd need for painting and whatnot. But I did also go ahead and paint this door. So I'm really happy with that door. I think it looks really sharp black. And the door that leads into my house, I'm probably also going to paint, but I don't have enough paint. This took just shy of 3 gallons. The person at Home Depot, the lady at Home Depot told me that the ceiling this size would take me 2 gallons. This is approximately 700 square feet, give or take. My garage is something like 26 by 34 or something like that. So I don't know, roughly 700 square feet. And she told me that each gallon should go somewhere between 350 and 400 square feet. So she thought if I had 2 gallons, that's as much as 800 square feet. That should be more than enough. It wasn't. I mean, it worked out. I have nothing left. I was able to finish my door, and then that's about it. So I may go back and get another pint or a quart or something like that so I can paint the other door and then maybe touch up a couple sections on the ceiling, but I actually don't know that I'm gonna do that. I wanted to show you this quick update before I dive into actually putting the new lighting up. So that's coming up next. Okay, so the light's done. It is now 3 days later, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around so you can see. The lights aren't actually on right now. What you're seeing me illuminated on is there's like right over here, the light for my garage door sensor, and then my stoplight. I've got a stoplight in the corner of my garage that's actually much brighter than I thought. So I'm kind of standing here in the dark right now. But anyway, I'll kind of talk about this real quick and then I'll turn around and show you and we'll talk more. But basically, I put new lighting up on my ceiling and it took me 3 nights. As I said in the last little segment, it took me 2 days to paint. I started on a Saturday, finished on Super Bowl Sunday. And then basically the new lighting is 3 sections of light. And one I did on Monday, one Tuesday, and one Wednesday. Wednesday night, I also finished all of the wiring. They're all hardwired in, so you'll see that here in a second. And then, of course, today is Thursday. I'm putting my garage back together, bringing the cars back in, and wrapping up this video. So all in all, it took me 5 days, but it wasn't 5 full days. The hardest work was truly the painting. The prep work takes forever. I have these like little LED strips that run around the perimeter of my garage. I had to mask over those to paint the ceiling. And I had to take my time removing that blue painter's tape because with it, it actually wanted to pull those LEDs down. I forgot that those are on too. So you're gonna see some of those. That's also part of the lighting you see. But yeah, the blue painter's tape, even though it's supposed to be an easy release, I must have bought really good quality stuff because it was trying to pull those lights down too. So I had to be really delicate when peeling back the tape and whatever. So that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around and show you guys the wonderfulness. There they are in all their glory. So these are honeycomb lights. These are from Amazon. These are not on. I'm gonna flip the switch and prepare to be blinded. Holy moly. Okay, so super, super cool, super, super bright. This is like the surface of the sun. It is incredibly bright out here and I am absolutely enamored. I am in love with these things. They are so, so cool and they work beautifully. Very easy to install, very easy to hang on the ceiling. They click together. The sets did come with a couple of extra pieces, so I created a little bit of a wall art. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that there or not, but I didn't really want to store extra parts, so I did go ahead and put them on the wall. But man, these things are cool. So let's talk about these. Kind of a different angle. So the ceiling is above me here, as you can see. This is where my old garage overhead door motor was plugged in. You can kind of sort of see, I'm looking at it right now there, you can kind of sort of see those white strips that were on my ceiling that I was really anxious to paint over, if you guys remember correctly. Otherwise, I mean, in the last little segment, I did talk about the fact that I ran out of black paint for the door right here. I did get this door painted and it looks solid. I'm really, really happy with that. But that door, I ran out of paint. Well, when the garage ceiling lights were put up, I did scuff. I did have to move a couple of screws over. I did make some marks in the black paint. So I really wanted to be able to touch that up. So I did go to the store and purchase a quart of the same black paint. So I was able to touch up spots on the ceiling. And then when I have a little bit more time, I will paint that door. We have cats that are indoor cats. And so having that door open with paint on it is kind of a challenge. So I'm not sure exactly how soon I'll do it. It may be summer before I get around to it because I need it to dry relatively quickly. Anyway, so that's for another day. So I'm not worried about that door. That's the only thing left. But everything else has been touched up and hardwired and everything there. You can see kind of right here on the ceiling, that is where an old light fixture used to hang. Maybe I have a picture of one. I'll try to post it here if I do. But there used to be a light socket there. I pulled all that down, hardwired all these in, and the way that works was actually pretty straightforward. Those wires that you see right there are actually from this unit and this unit. The center unit is plugged in directly above me. I'll turn around here, right here. So the grid and the box are two different sections. And so what I ended up doing was just bringing them both together and plugging them in underneath that plate. And then on this side, to save a bunch of wiring, what I actually did was I spliced the two together. Let's see if I can, it's so bright, I don't even know. But basically this wire runs across above the tube and then ties in right here. And then one wire from there runs across the ceiling. And actually there's a little bit of slack right there I'll have to pull tight. It did come with some zip ties to do exactly that. So I'll have to figure that out and get back up on the ladder, but not a big deal. Other than that, everything looks nice and tight and sharp. And the kit was incredibly easy. That I will post a screenshot of right here. Now, what I paid for the 3 setups was $350. Ordered them on Amazon, and I don't think I'm repeating myself, but basically, I got these lights because I'd been looking at them for quite some time. And my wife knew that. And I don't know, I've been wanting them, but was just reluctant to order them. They used to actually be kind of expensive. I feel like this exact setup not too long ago would have cost me about $1,000. And I was absolutely not prepared to spend that. I didn't need it that badly. And so I just kind of put it off. Well, Christmas was rolling around. My wife had been at Home Depot looking for something for me. I can't recall what else she got me from there, but she saw grid or honeycomb lighting and decided to get me 3 boxes. I was like, great, this is awesome. I'm so excited. I've been wanting these, as you know. This is what 3 honeycombs look like. That is what each box had inside. So it was literally 3 hexagons, and she bought me 3 boxes. So I'm like, okay, cool. I could probably run them like here, here, and here, you know, like 3 of them, boom, 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 across the side of my garage. And then I'm gonna go buy 3 more, and I'll do 3 more like here, boom, boom, boom. So I'd have 6. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. I wasn't sure how big they were. I wasn't sure how much you'd want or need. So here are 3, go buy what you need, what you want, and we'll figure it out from there. So I'm like, great. So I don't know, like the 27th or 28th of December, I go to Home Depot and I start looking for, and they have them. So I'm reading the box. I'm like, man, okay, so I'm gonna have 6 of these. That's gonna be $600. That's not too much money. It's still cheaper than the $1,000 I was looking at these things a while back, but I don't know, 6 of them is kind of a lot. That's a lot of wiring. They're not going to connect to one another the same way. I don't know. Maybe I should investigate this a little bit more. So while I'm standing there in Home Depot, so if you work at Home Depot, I apologize. While I was standing in the store looking at these lights, I also pulled out my phone and started Googling. Immediately, my first Google search showed me these were an Amazon special. I clicked on it. They were like, I don't know, $117 for one of these setups, each setup. They were normally something like $200. So they were an Amazon, I don't know what they call it, flash sale or something like that. And so what I ended up doing was doing the math. Obviously, I figured out that, you know, 3 of them at $117 is right at $350. And that's a lot cheaper than $600. And I think this is gonna be a lot more lighting. So I show my wife and I tell her, I'm like, maybe I won't buy 3 more. Maybe I'll hold off. Let me investigate these Amazon lights a little bit more. Let me read reviews. Let me see what else is out there. And she's like, yeah, that's probably a really good idea, since it looks like you can get way more lighting for way less money. So I get home, and later that evening, I don't think I did it immediately, but later that evening, I spent some time investigating these things. And sure enough, you can get these setups all day for $200 or less. I ordered 3 of them. I measured my ceiling, or I measured my garage. Decided that, I was going to paint the ceiling black and really do it up nice and order these. By the time this weekend was all said and done, the ceiling paint, all the materials, all the supplies, the lighting, you name it, this entire transformation was just under $500. And it is dramatically brighter and different out here. So I'm absolutely thrilled. I can't speak highly enough about these things. If you are looking for better lighting in your garage, oh my gosh, Do not hesitate, do not walk, run to Amazon and get these. They are absolutely incredible. Super, super easy to set up. They literally click together. They fasten, it came with all the hardware, came with 1 million zip ties, a boatload of screws and screw anchors. I didn't even use the anchors. I used just my screws into the sheetrock. And because it's spread out so big and they weigh so little, the screws went straight in without any fuss. It was really, really easy. It's just screwed up into the drywall, but they weigh so little, they weigh nothing. They won't fall. They will not fall unless someone reached up there and yanked them down. But my ceiling is pretty high. So you'd have to jump up, and even then you'd have to work at it. So I'm not worried about it. I think they are beautiful. They look good. Installation was easy, but it took some time. I did the box. So the first night, my son and I came out here. We actually built it right here on the ground and basically took it apart in sections and hung it. And he and I and my wife ended up coming out and helping me with the last section, the last part of the grid. That was fine. So the first one took a couple of hours because we built it on the floor first. The second one took a little bit less time. We also didn't build it on the floor the same way. I actually started putting the frame, the rectangle frame around up first by myself, just measuring it off the first box so that they'd match. And then I was able to get some help. My daughter and her boyfriend helped, and we got the second grid up, and my son also helped. And then last night, my daughter and her boyfriend and I got this one up in record time. I actually did the rectangle by myself in maybe 40 minutes, 35 minutes. My son was going to come out and help, but he had homework. And so I told him, just come out when you can. I zipped through that thing so fast. And by the time he was done, my daughter and her boyfriend had already gotten home. They were willing to help me, and we had the whole thing done before he came down from his homework. So the last one really took barely an hour, and that included, unboxing it. So I got pretty proficient at it. It went much faster. It did take me some time to wire because I had to cut and splice and do all the things and bring the old outlet down. And then I did have to run to the store and get butt connectors and things like that I ran out of. So I don't know, all in all, pretty sweet project. I'm so happy. It is pitch black outside, and yet it is like daylight in here. These are the cleanest, whitest, brightest lights I've ever had in a garage. This is kind of a very professional, I would say professional look. If I were an auto detailer or something like that, this is exactly the type of lighting I would want in a detail bay. And then, just for the artsy piece of it, I thought that was kind of a cool addition with the extra parts. And then I have the blue accent light in the corner running the perimeter of the ceiling. And all in all, you guys, the garage is a fun place again. So that's all I got for you guys this week. I just wanted to share this awesome update with you guys. This is very exciting to me. Like I said, I've been wanting these lights for a while, and I've just kind of dealt with the lighting in my garage. It's not great. It's never been great. I bought some LED light strips, the old ones that were up. That was a dramatic improvement over the old setup before that. And so it's slowly been upgrading. Now I'm to a point where I won't have to upgrade again. These will be the last lights I ever have up here. Maybe I, have to replace them in time, or I steal one of these panels to fix a section that goes out or whatever, but pretty happy with them. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and most importantly, remember, may every investment you make be a good one. Till next time.